Hello and welcome everyone to English Digest. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And everyone, since we got our cat, Rambo, Elsie has fallen in love with animals.
That's true, but ever since I fell in love with animals, I've actually been avoiding going to zoos. Have you noticed?
Yeah, I kind of have. I mean, you used to enjoy visiting them, but now you seem a little hesitant.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about it. I feel like it's sad to see animals in cages, especially when they belong in the wild.
All right, yeah, I agree. That makes sense. And I mean, I know many people probably feel the same way as you do. But do you think there's a better way to interact with animals?
I think visiting sanctuaries or animal reserves is a better option. They give animals more space and focus on protecting them.
Wow, okay, well that sounds much better. Plus, actually, it's a great way to support efforts to protect wildlife.
没错，那在这个月的看图写作单元，我们将写一篇关于某张海报的文章。我们稍后呢会仔细查看这张海报。那现在我们先来阅读 prompt 提示的部分。
Okay, well, here's the prompt. The following is a poster. What message do you think this poster is trying to convey? What are your thoughts on the image? Write an English essay based on this poster. The essay should be divided into 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph should describe the content of the poster, including the things in the image and the message it aims to convey. The second paragraph should express your opinion on the issue presented by the poster. The essay should be at least 120 words.
提示的部分啊，说到的是下图为一张海报，一张 poster。你认为这张海报想要传达什么样的讯息呢？而你对图中的画面又有什么样的想法？请根据这张海报写一篇英文作文，文分2段。注意哦，每一段我们的提示指定我们要做到的事情，我们都要达成。第一段要描述海报中的内容，包括了画面中的事物以及它所要传达的讯息。第二段则要针对这张海报提出的议题表达你的看法。文长至少是120个单词，所以这2个段落所要我们做的事情非常的明确。第一段你是要客观的去说明，第二段才加入主观的看法。Okay, so let's take a look at the poster provided here. What do you see, Adam?
Well, I see words at the top of the poster. Why are they in prison? Your fun is their misery. Say no to zoos and circuses. And that sentence is all in caps.
对，都是大写，对不对？ Say no to zoos and circuses 都是大写写成的。
Right. So, I mean, according to these words, we know that the poster is trying to make people aware of the bad treatment of animals in zoos and circuses. The word prison shows that animals are trapped and suffer for human entertainment.
Yes, that's right. The message is clear and direct. It wants people to think twice before visiting zoos and circuses, pointing out how these places cause animals to suffer. 所以想要让人们了解的是，好，就是呢，这个我们要去动物园或者是看马戏团的时候，都要再三的思考，是不是真的要去做这件事情。And here's the very interesting part of the poster. Do you see the word zoo, Z-O-O, in the center of the poster?
Yeah. And actually, the O-O is actually a handcuff.
对 O-O 画成这个手铐的样子。And there are animals behind the bars. It's a powerful visual to make people think about how animals suffer in places like zoos and circuses.
Yeah, they look sad too. And if you look at the bottom of the poster, there's a phone number, an email address, and words, follow us on social media.
Yeah, the contact information and social media links suggest that the organization behind the poster is trying to spread awareness and encourage people to get involved. 所以看到海报，你是可以跟他们联系的，这个也是这个组织想要做的事情。所以仔细看完图片之后呢，我们就要来到 develop and approach 的地方。 第一个我们要注意到单图式的看图写作想象空间比较大，在叙事的人称选择上呢也有一定的弹性，而在描述图片内容的时候，可以把画面的呈现当作静态的一个点，放大定格当下的细节，或是把图片本身当作动态故事，也就是有起承转合的其中一个环节，那将这个叙事的起点，也就是背景原因，还有过程或是结果，依照提示的要求来写出。那本次的单图写作呢，可以参考以下的步骤。第一段先仔细观察图片的内容，利用5个 WH 一个 How 来解读图片所要传达的讯息后，设定整篇故事所要表达的主旨，并根据这个主旨将各项图片细节串联为一个合理而且生动精彩的故事。第二段所提出的看法或是观点必须要呼应前段故事中的情节，也就是你前段没有写到的内容，你第二段就不用再写出来了。那再来第二大点就是呢，我们要选择适合的人称来提供叙述的角度。第一人称可以，也就是说你会讲我在海报中发现点点点点。第二人称也是可以的，你会在海报上看到点点点点，或是第三人称，这张海报上呈现了点点点点。3种人称你都可以使用。那本次的2篇范文都是选用第三人称的叙事角度来描述图片当中所发生的事件。那接下来呢，时间上图片所捕捉的通常都是已发生的事件，所以时态原则上是以过去式系列为主，比如说过去简单式啦、过去完成式或是过去未来式。然而呢，也可以像是这2篇范文当中，为使读者能够有置身于图片画面当中的临场感，他们都是选用现在式系列的时态。Okay, so moving on to our brainstorming time.
Right, now it's time to brainstorm before we start writing this essay. So first write the main idea of your topic in the box in the center. Then write the words you think of quickly or think of words when you're structuring your essay in the other boxes. So first, write your topic in the center of the box, and then write the words you think of when you are making your essay in the other boxes. This will help you create an outline more quickly.
先在正中间的框框当中写出你对这个主题所设定的 main idea， 也就是主旨。然后呢，再把你架构文章的时候所想到的单词写在其他的框框内，这样呢就可以帮助你更快的写出 outline。所以我们这边看到中间是拒绝动物展演，也就是 opposing animal exhibitions。然后呢 there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles, 5 boxes around it, right?
Right,
What
exactly.
are they?
All right, well, the 5 boxes, we see a couple words around the main idea, which is prison,
监狱，
harmful,
有害的，
wildlife reserves,
野生保护区，
happiness,
快乐，
misery.
痛苦。Okay, so these words are all related to the main idea.
Exactly.
So what are other negative words you can think of related to opposing animal exhibitions?
Okay, so negative ideas or negative words opposing animal exhibitions, we could say cruelty.
残忍。
And then, well, the animals are in cages, so captivity.
囚禁。
In the picture, we see that the animals look sad, so we could use the word suffering.
痛苦。
Sometimes animals get hit and aren't treated right, so we could use the word abuse.
虐待 animal abuse 动物虐待。
Right. And the animals can't leave these places, so they don't have freedom. We could say freedom.
Okay, freedom 自由。好，那接下来我们来想想看 the positive ones.
All right. Now, thinking of positives, we could say conservation.
保护。
Where they have a lot of land to roam around and they're not in cages, those would be called sanctuaries.
庇护所。
The way you treat animals or the way they are treated, we could use the word ethical.
道德的。
Going along with the word ethical, we could also use the word humane when you treat someone or something very carefully or nicely.
人道的。
And then the last word for a positive, we could say protection.
保护。所以呢，我们可以选这些 negative words 还有 positive words， 把它都写下来，最后再去选择。
All right, well now let's move on and make an outline. Topic sentence number 1. The picture speaks out against keeping animals in zoos and circuses. The supporting sentences are A. It shows several cartoon animals standing behind bars. B. All these animals look sad. C. The design includes handcuffs that form the word zoo. D. At the top, there are the words, why are they in prison? Your fun is their misery. E. The slogan, say no to zoos and circuses, reminds people to avoid supporting these forms of entertainment.
OK， 所以呢，回到刚刚提示的地方，我们复习一下哦。我们在第一段当中要客观的去描述到底这个图片、这张海报所呈现出来的内容是什么。所以我们这边看到的主旨句也是使用一个非常开门见山的方法，告诉我们就是说这张海报的主旨就是要来保护在动物园里面还有马戏团里面的动物。那再来呢，细节的句子当中呢 A B C D E 这5句话好都在对这个海报做描述，除了图片除了文字好这些都有做到。那再来到了主题句第2句好，也就是到了第2段的地方，你要带出你自己的描述自己的观点。这边呢主题句是 I completely agree with the message of this poster， 我完全同意这张海报的讯息。 A. I think human entertainment should not be built on the suffering of animals， 我认为人类的娱乐不应该建立在动物的痛苦之上。 B. Animals in zoos and circuses are kept in small spaces where they can't live naturally，动物在动物园和马戏团当中被关在狭小的空间里面，无法过上自然的生活。 C. This is harmful to their health and happiness， 这对他们的健康和快乐是有害的。所以这些是 supporting sentences。
And here's the concluding sentence. We should support places like wildlife reserves. This is a kinder way to learn about animals.
最后结论句的地方呢，我们看到的是他说我们应该支持像野生动物保护区这样的地方，这是了解动物的一种更仁慈的方式。
Okay, now everyone, we will take a quick break and we'll be right back. Basic sample. The picture clearly speaks out against keeping animals in zoos and circuses. It shows several cartoon animals standing behind bars, including a hippo, a giraffe, and an elephant. All these animals look sad. Additionally, the design includes handcuffs that form the word zoo. At the top, the words, why are they in prison? Your fun is their misery. Show the message that keeping animals in zoos is harmful. The slogan, say no to zoos and circuses, reminds people to avoid supporting these forms of entertainment. I completely agree with the message of this poster. In my opinion, human entertainment should not be built on the suffering of animals. Animals in zoos and circuses are often kept in small spaces where they can't live naturally. This is harmful to their health and happiness. We should support places like wildlife reserves that take proper care of animals and respect nature. This is a kinder way to learn about animals. So we just listened to the basic sample. The first paragraph explains the poster clearly, mentioning the animals, handcuffs, forming the word zoo, and the slogan. The essay supports the poster's message by talking about the harm zoos and circuses cause to animals.
没错，这篇基础范文呢，还有一个特色要提到的就是它的论点相当的清晰，各个要点解释的非常充足，建议将这个野生动物保护区作为更好的替代方案，也是一个好的主意哦。这跟海报的讯息是相符的，好，所以你要提出来的想法都必须要跟海报所呈现的主题相互符合，这样子呢，就可以让你的论点更具说服力了。那接下来呢，我们就要到 Advanced Sample 的部分。
Advanced Sample. This seems to be a poster created by an animal rights organization. It displays a line of cartoon animals, including a hippo, a giraffe, an elephant, a lion, and others, all looking despondent behind bars. Above these animals, designers used a pair of handcuffs to represent the double O's in the word zoo. This visual metaphor conveys the concept of animals being kept like prisoners for human entertainment. The main text on the poster reads, "Why are they in prison? Your fun is their misery," followed by a clear call to action. Say no to zoos and circuses. This stark message clearly urges a reconsideration of these entertainment venues. Although I support the issues highlighted by this poster, I doubt it will effectively improve animal rights. Many animals indeed suffer in artificial environments and are deprived of the chance to behave naturally. However, we must acknowledge that zoos won't close overnight. A sudden boycott could decrease zoo revenues and worsen conditions for the animals. In my view, we should ensure that any facility housing animals, even those claiming to aid species preservation and research, prioritize animals' welfare over entertainment. Governments need to enforce stricter regulations against inappropriate animal exhibitions. By focusing on wildlife sanctuaries and natural habitats, we allow animals to live freely. This approach does more than promote a slogan. It fosters greater public awareness and encourages more humane alternatives. In doing so, we can phase out unsuitable zoos and truly improve animal rights. Now, after listening to the advanced sample, the essay gives a clear description of the poster, focusing on the animals behind bars and the handcuffs forming the word zoo, which helps explain the strong message it sends. The writer also acknowledges the problem of animals suffering in zoos, which matches the poster's message and shows understanding and care for the animals.
最后呢，作者还提出专注于野生动物保护区和自然栖息地的这个建议，它是一个非常强而有力的人道替代方案。那作者还强调说呢，需要对动物展演实施更严格的规范，这里提供了一个很清晰而且可行的改善建议。文章最后呢，呼吁提高公众意识，并且去推广人道的替代方案。那这与改善动物权益的目标是相符合的，并且有效地结束了论点。So Adam, after we read these two essays,
You're right.
do you still want to go see animals in zoos or, go watch some circuses performance?
Maybe not circuses. I do feel that maybe the animals in circuses are in too tight of spaces. Their cages might be too short or too small for them. Zoos, I feel that if they have enough space to run around, then I'm okay going to a zoo because I think zoos are, going to be there no matter if we protest them or not.
So we went to the zoo in your hometown.
Yes. It's one of the largest zoos in the United States.
对，在那边的动物 they looked happy.
Well, they have a lot of places to run around. The land is large enough for them to move around. They're not in tight, cramped spaces.
Yeah, it was very huge. But like here in Taiwan, since we have so little space,
Right.
It's hard for us to see animals running around in zoos.
Right, and especially when you have large animals such as maybe like giraffes and their natural habitat isn't really this cold or this climate. And so, yeah, it could feel maybe a little tight for some of these animals and they might be depressed, just like all of us get depressed if we're inside too long, right? So let's now look at some of the words that we use throughout the essay. How about it? All right, what's our first word, Elsie?
Despondent, which is an adjective.
Yeah.
对，形容词，沮丧的或是消沉的。
Okay, so as an example, we could say, after hearing the bad news, she felt despondent and didn't want to talk to anyone.
So feel despondent, 也就是感到沮丧、失落、消沉。那例句在讲就是呢，听到坏消息之后，他感到沮丧，什么也不想说。再来第二个单字 ，What is it?
The next word we see is stark, which is an adjective.
明显的。
And an example we could use would be, there was a stark contrast between the two paintings.
A stark contrast, 那就是明显的对比。所以呢，例句说的是这两幅画之间的对比非常的明显。第三个 boycott.
Okay, well, boycott is a noun.
抵制是拒绝参加。And number 4, worsen.Okay,
an example sentence using this verb would be, his cold began to worsen, so he went to the doctor.
Worsen 是个动词代表的是使恶化。他感冒开始恶化，于是他就去看了医生。
The number 5 word would be prioritize, which is a verb.
动词把点点点放到优先的位置。
And we using prioritize by saying she had to prioritize her homework over watching TV.
他必须要把功课放在看电视之前。
Our next word is sanctuary.
名词保护区或是庇护地。
And we can use this noun by saying, the birds found a safe sanctuary in the forest.
这些鸟在森林里面找到了安全的庇护地。
And our last word we could use humane, which is an adjective.
人道的，仁慈的。
An example sentence would be, the workers at the animal shelter were very humane to the rescued animals.
Be humane to 后面加上动物的话，那就是呢对动物们非常人道，非常仁慈。那接下来我们要看一些 grammar tips. So 第一个句子我们要注意到的是 the slogan 逗号之后，然后还带出了 reminds people to avoid supporting these forms of entertainment. 动词 remind 它表示的是使想起或是提醒的意思。常见的搭配用法呢有第一种 remind somebody to do something 提醒某人做某事。第二种 remind somebody of somebody or of something 使某人想起某个人或是某事物。第三种 remind somebody that 后面加上一个名词子句，也就是主词加动词的结构，提醒某人某事。
So an example I could say is, this photo reminds me of the amazing trip we took to the mountains last year.
这张照片让我们想起去年那次美好的山区旅行。好，所以这边用到的是 reminds somebody of something， 后面加出的是名词。再来第二个，我们要注意到的句子是 This seems to be a poster created by an animal rights organization. 这边用到的 seem 它有似乎或是看起来好像的意思，用以推测事实或是描述表象。它是一个连缀动词常以名词啦、形容词或是不定词作为主词补语，所以它的句型结构是主词出来加上 seem， 后方有3种接续下去的方式。第一个是 to be 加上名词，第二个是 to be 加上形容词，第三种是 to 加上原形动词。So for example,
we could say, Diane seems to be interested in learning about different cultures.
Diane 似乎对学习不同的文化很有兴趣。那你要注意到的是 to be 是可以省略的。好 to be 加名词 to be 加形容词 to be 是可以拿掉的。那在第三句呢，我们要注意到的句子是 Many animals indeed suffer in artificial environments and are deprived of the chance to behave naturally。动词片语 deprive of 它有剥夺啦、使丧失的意思，一般呢都用于这个被动，好 be deprived of。那其他类似的说法还有像是 rob somebody of something 或者是 take something away from somebody。
So an example we could say is the injury robbed Kathy of her chance to compete in the championship.
So we can also say the injury deprived Kathy of her chance to compete in the champion.
Exactly. Both are great ways to say it.
所以呢刚刚的例句好两种都可以，你要用 rob 你要用 deprive 都 OK。 那中文在讲的是呢，这次受伤夺走了 Kathy 她参加锦标赛的机会。
Okay, so we have learned quite a lot about this picture, what message it's trying to send, and how it makes us feel on a really visual aspect of it, right?
没错。 So after we take a look at the poster, we can, brainstorm and write out some ideas and then make an outline and then write our article, our essay.
Right. You always want to start off by, brainstorming first. Just when you even write a comic books aren't written, just saying, hey, I think this is cool and we're going to do it this way. No, you need to follow the steps. It makes the writing process that much easier, and it makes your thoughts clearer when you are trying to express them about why you feel the way you do.
Okay, so that's all the time we have for today.
My name is Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.